All right, crew, I'm back. If you were watching my previous live stream, you'll notice that my, uh, my flat bottle changes weren't so great. So I've gone into the airfoil maker and done some adjustments. Hopefully this is better. We're gonna fly this to Ontario for the night. That'll be my last flight tonight. So Dallas Fort Worth to Ontario, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the entire thing for you guys now. I'm gonna do my flight planning, cockpit preparation. We're gonna do everything, just so you can see my normal thing. So I got a couple of my initial checklist items done, housekeeping things. Now we're going to do some flight planning. So we'll go ahead and get right into that. I'm using SimBrief here, UPS 2179, which is our flight number for this flight. Dallas Fort Worth to Ontario. The alternate, we're going to go K San Diego. I think that's quite good. Alright, MD-11 294, Uniform Papa. I want to do a fuel offset of -1. See how that works out. Departure runways. Let's see what the ATIS says here. ATIS Real World. Departing. Let's see, what are we taking off from? Departure information Delta. Runway. Okay, 18 left. So we're going to use 18 left for departure. Let's go 18 left. And then arrival at Ontario, the weather is going to be 230 at 7. Runway 26 left is closed. So we're going to use 26 right. That's correct. The rest of that's good. Let's go ahead and generate our flight. Cool. I'm not using Costindex 20. That's too slow. Alright, so we got our information. So now we're going to come down here to play file on a network and go to VATSIM. UPS 2179. Off block time is going to be 0220. We can get this done in 15 minutes. KSAN, there's our flight plan. So flying online. Cool. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and file this on VATSIM right now. Now we're going to bring up Navigraph. I'm going to unload the last flight, and we're going to import from SimBrief DFW to K Ontario 2179. So there is our new flight plan entered in. Looks good. Let's go to our SimBrief flight plan, and this is the information that we're going to enter in now. So we have actually we have wind on our tail for once. Initial, we're going to be flying at flight level 340 initial. Okay, so I'm going to start entering this information. Actually, no, I take that back. We need to enter this information in our weight and balance. But before we do that, let's go and do some additional cockpit preparation. Alright, let's run this checklist some more. And then we'll start doing some additional stuff. So, let's do our APU and fire test.
Engine 1, fire. Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire.
Okay.
Exec.
And then to your light test.
Annunciator lights test.
Right.
Here SYS test.
Hold for 12 seconds.
Overspeed.
Okay, we're looking at our enunciations.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
Air system test. Good to go.
Exec. IRS switches.
1, 2, 3. And cargo fire test. There's our tritone.
NAV. Hydraulic press test.
Hydraulic pressure test. In work, and we're going to set the hydraulic panel so we can observe that test.
Exec. Emergency power switch.
Armed.
Arm. Emergency light switch. Arm. Windshield defog. On/light out.
Okay.
Logo lights.
They're on.
On. NAV lights.
On.
On. No smoke / seat belts. Auto / on. Standby ADI.
Is uncaged.
Uncage and align. Takeoff warning test.
All right, let's do that now. Engine 1.
Stabilizer. Flat.
Okay. And engines 2 and 3.
Stabilizer. Flat.
Okay. Takeoff warning done.
Exec. EIS panel.
All right. So VOR12, VOR12, radar max, weather brightness on, max. Oops. This one's always harder to get. All right. So we're gonna do traffic data map, and then we're gonna go traffic data plan. Check.
Set pilot / co-pilot. Weight and balance.
All right, now let's do our weight and balance. So, looking at our flight plan over here. Or, nope, that's not what I want. I want this. So I'm going to start entering all this information from the flight plan into my weight and balance on the electronic flight bag. So our block fuel is going to be 60,500. So 60,500. Taxi fuel is always 2,000 for me. Trip fuel is 38.5. And our cargo weight tonight for this leg is going to be not too much, 145.8. 145.8,000. So now we're going to enter that. I like our takeoff CGs really good. 29.3, zero fuel weight CGs 25.0. That's looking good. So weight and balance is set.
Program. IRS.
All right, so now we're on to the FMC. We're going to initialize
Initialize on FMC. FMC.
program for flight. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready and do our FMC programming now. All right, so we're gonna do KD FW to KONT. Alternate's going to be San Diego, K San. Our UPS number is UPS 2179. We'll put that right there. Initial cruise altitude will be flight level 340. Hopefully that works out better for us today. Cost index 100. All right. Oh, I almost forgot something. We need to do our ISA corrections. So, based on my flight plan, my ISA correction is going to be plus 11. So 57, 55, 53 plus 11, minus 53 plus 11 is minus 42 with a tailwind component of 5 knots. Oh, no, we got that wrong. Minus 42 plus 5. So we got a 5 knot tailwind component. So that's in there now. Flight plan. Dallas Fort Worth. Our flight plan tonight is going to be runway 17 left with the West Texas West Tex 2 departure and the CCAN transition. So insert, check that out. Okay, and then from CCAN, we're gonna go direct to EWM. EWM. Enter. All right, and then we're gonna pick up an airway. So airway is gonna be Juliet 4 to BXK. BXK via Juliet 212. So J212. 212 to Colts. So CULTS, insert. All right, we're going to insert that. Check it out on our plan here. And then from Colts, we're going to go direct to Fred. PHRED. And Fred, we're going to pick up the standard revival into Ontario, which is going to be the ILS 26 right. Hitco transition, and we're looking at doing the Scooby 2. Scooby 2 with the Fred transition. So let's insert that. Check it out on the plan. Nice, easy connections. Everything makes perfect sense there. This is in. The flight plan is good. Takeoff data. We have a takeoff weight of 457, and we have a nice long runway. So let's do flaps 10 tonight. Flex 50. No need to burn up the engines. Outside air temperature is 31 degrees Celsius. The slope is 0, and the wind is 11 knots. So let's go minus 11. So we have an 11 knot headwind. V1 is going to be 138. Rotate 160. V2 165, and that's been put in. Our clean maneuvering speed is 243 knots. That's perfect. Let's go flight plan here and takeoff data there. And FMC is programmed.
Program for flight.
Alright, cool. We got that in there. So now let's go to our final cockpit preparation checklist.
Fuel quantity.
Fuel quantity. Program shows 30.6, and that will decrease as we go. The fuel looks good.
Check and confirm.
FMC is set.
FMC. Check and confirm. Flap takeoff selector.
Flap takeoff selector is 10 degrees.
Set for takeoff. FCP airspeed.
Is going to be 250 because we have a VCL of less than 250.
Set for departure.
Okay.
FCP heading.
Okay, flight control panel heading. Let's bring this up over here. And we're going to go and do our departure brief right now. We're taking off from runway 18 left out of DFW. Initial is going to be a fly heading of 176 to 1,200 feet, right? 18 left. Climb heading 176, then direct to Larne, at or above 5,000, then on track 253 to Gig'em, then on track 265 to Rabbit. Okay, that is what we're going to do. So at Larne, we need to be at 240 knots at or above 5,000 feet. Initial heading is 176. So we're going to go down here and turn this down to 176. I don't think we have any ATC, so I'm going to go ahead and put this all the way up to 340. So the heading is set.
Set for runway heading. FCP altitude.
Set for initial altitude.
Set for initial altitude. Altimeters.
All right, altimeters at this airport. We have for the departure ATIS 3004. So let's go here and do 3004, and then on the standby 3004. Altimeters are set and cross-checked.
Set and cross-checked. Auto brake.
Takeoff position.
TO.
All right, final cockpit preparation checklist complete. Cool. Now let's get logged on to XPilot, and this is what we're going to use as our interface for VATSIM, and it's 2179. Connect. And because we already have a flight plan loaded in, it gave us our auto clearance. Squawk is 3661. We'll come down here and type in 3661 on the transponder. Cool. That is it for that. Our departure briefing is set. Let's go ahead and do our final cockpit preparation checklist. Oh no, our brief. Let's see. What other checklist we got left to do?
Status page.
Okay, before start, pushback checklist. So status page set to engine.
Set to N. APU.
Is starting.
Start. Doors and windows.
Are closed.
Closed and latched. Auxiliary hide pump 1.
Is on.
On. APU power.
Waiting on APU power. A real shame about Dallas not having ATC tonight. That doesn't seem right on a Friday night. You would think this place would be well staffed, but apparently it's not. Kind of a disappointing Friday night, honestly, for flying online. It is what it is, right? What can I do? Actually, the more I look at it, there's like no ATC all the way back to California. That's a bummer. Oh, I lied. There is. There's plenty. Look at look at this. So we may not have any out of Dallas, but we're definitely going to pick something up in Albuquerque. They got something going on there, and in Los Angeles. Cool. All right. Hopefully they are still there by the time we get there. Let's press on with our checklist here. APU power is available. So let's go APU
On.
power on.
External power.
Off.
Off. Parking brake.
Is set.
Set. Wheel chocks.
Removed.
Remove. Ground power unit.
Removed.
Remove. Beacon lights.
Or on.
On. APU bleed.
On.
On. Engine ignition switch.
We're going to use B.
A or B. Push and start clearance.
All right, let's go ahead and get the, I always forget. Let's do CTAF KDFW. 12655. So let's go 12655. And we'll go ahead and put Unicom on 22.8 on the standby. So let's go VHF1, turned all the way up, and we'll go ahead and let the Dallas Fort Worth traffic know we're pushing back on the north cargo ramp. Dallas Fort Worth traffic UPS 2179 heavy is push to start on the north cargo ramp. All right, push to start clearance is obtained.
Obtain.
All right, let's go ahead and call for our pushback and get ready to go here. So, better pushback.
Ground to cockpit.
Oh, yeah.
Please show me where you want to go.
We've been here before. It knows exactly what we want to do.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Copy that. Let's get our lights configured in here. There's our tug. I sure hope my flight model changes are better, guys. I'm worried about it. That last flight was gnarly. So hopefully I made the right changes here and I didn't put too much lift back into the system. The coefficient of lift, I'm hoping I didn't add too much, but we definitely needed a lot because it was flying super nose up. Anyway, let's wait for the tug and we'll get ready to go.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, you're clear to connect.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, crew, parking brake is released.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Okay, crew, clear for engine start. Let's go. Starting engine number 3. Button out, light on. Hey, there we go. N2. Okay, oil pressure. Fuel on. Fuel. EGT. Button in, light out. Okay, good start on 3, starting 1. Button out, light on. And 2. Oil pressure. Fuel on. Fuel flow, EGT. Okay, the button is out, the light is off. Button is in, the light is off. Alright, good start on number 1, starting 2. Button out, light on. And 2. Oil pressure. Alright, let's go fuel on. Fuel flow. EGT. Button in, light out.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set. Alright, good start on 2.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Alright. Good start on engine 2. Let's go after start checklist.
Engine and wing anti-ice.
Off.
As REQ. APU bleed.
Off.
Off. APU.
Off.
Stop. Ground signal.
Okay, waiting on the tug driver.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, we'll see you on the right. Thank you. Hey, there's our hand signal.
Obtain. Taxi clearance.
Dallas Fort Worth traffic, UPS 2179, taxi to 18 left. Via Whiskey will hold short at 18 right. Okay, taxi
Obtain.
clearance.
Flaps and slats.
Okay, flaps. Flaps 10.
Set for takeoff. Spoiler handle.
Is armed.
Arm. Stabilizer trim.
It's going to be 4.7 degrees aircraft nose up.
Set for takeoff. Takeoff data.
Date is set in the PFD as discussed.
Confirm. Takeoff/departure briefing.
Okay, as discussed, after takeoff flight heading 176, then we're going to be climbing direct to Larne at below 240 knots and at above 5,000 feet. And then as depicted on the RNAV. In the event of engine failure before V1, we'll stop on the runway and assess the situation. Any engine failures or abnormal situations after V1, we will continue straight ahead.
Perform or update. Radar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Set tilt plus 2.5 degrees. Transponder.
Is on.
TA/RA. Nose light.
Is on.
Taxi or as REQ. Status page.
Config.
Config. Nose wheel steering.
Okay, we're gonna check that now. Okay, crew, we're ready for taxi. Parking brake is released. Let's give her some. Wow, we're already rolling. Okay. This thing has to go. Okay, nozzle steering. Check left. Check right. That's also the rudder. And the brakes. Brakes checked. So nozzle steering and brakes checked.
Check left/right. Brakes. Check. Flight controls.
Okay, ailerons left to green. Ailerons right to green. Elevator up to green. Elevator down to green. Flight controls are checked.
Check free and clear. Status page.
Alright. Before takeoff checklist. Man, this thing wants to go, go, go. We got like a downhill slope here. I have no thrust in right now, and it's just going. Alright, we're gonna hold short here. Let's check. The arrival end is clear. Departure end is clear. Let's cross. Status page. Engine.
N. EAD.
Checked. Green box.
Green box. Landing lights.
Okay, let's do all lights on.
Extend/on. Nose lights. Land. Wing and runway turn off lights. Left and right on. High intensity lights. On. Radar switch.
System 2.
System 1 or 2 on. Takeoff clearance.
Okay, we're gonna hold on that. Alright, let's do a quick check here. Arrival end is clear. Departure end is clear. Alright. Dallas Fort Worth traffic, UPS 2179 departing runway 17 left on the West Texas 2 departure. RNAV to Larn. Fort Worth. Alright, takeoff clearance is good. Before
Obtained.
takeoff checklist complete. Alright, crew, ready for takeoff. Alright, clear left, clear right. Start and turn. This will be a static takeoff. We're going to do static takeoff. Okay, a line on the runway, center line, 176. Alright, I'm going to stop. Holding brakes. Power up. Okay, crew, clear for takeoff. Okay, stabilized. Off the brakes. Takeoff thrust. Thrust set. $80 knots. Clamp. Ooh, she's going right now. B1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Okay, getting armed. Corporal armed. I'm still flying by hand. Okay, acceleration altitude, pitching down. Alright, speed checks, flap retract. Light right turn. Right, speed checks, slap retract. Very nose light right now.
Stabilizer motion.
That's me. Yep. Still flying by hand. Pitching down a little bit. Okay, coming right, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn the autopilot on now. Once we get up to about 240 here. Alright, autopilot, you have control. Cool. That was fun. I'm in 240 pitch. Passing Larn. Dallas Fort Worth traffic, UPS 2179 is clear of 18 left on the West Texas to RNAV departure. So long. Alright, let's go over to Unicom.
Stabilizer motion.
Okay, so far she's flying okay. Okay, 250 pitch. Alright, 348 pitch. Let's see what kind of attitude we get for this climb out. Okay, after takeoff checklist.
Landing gear.
Up, lights out.
Up, lights out. Spoiler handle.
Is disarmed.
Disarmed.
Stabilizer motion.
Auto brake.
Off.
Off. Flaps and slats.
Or up, retract.
Up, retract. Flap takeoff selector.
Flap takeoff selector, flaps 15.
Set 15 degrees. EAD.
Check, no alerts.
Check no alerts. Exterior lights.
Okay, runway turn off. Off. Landing light, taxi light.
As REQ. Altimeters.
Standing by on 2992. Already it feels a little bit better. Not gonna lie. XP realistic. Let's turn down that wind noise a little bit. I think we need to do... There we go. Okay. Alright, I like the attitude of this aircraft a lot better right now. 5 degrees nose up. We were doing way higher climbing before. So I think I may have fixed the lift issue here in the airfoil files. We'll see. We'll see as we get higher up. It's looking so good so far. Fuel's looking great for Ontario. 45 miles stop at descent, although we should actually go up to 360 I wonder why this told us 340. Alright, crew, let's take it up to 360. We don't need to go to 34. Alright, clear to flight level 360. Make an adjustment on the FMC. Vertical alert, it has taken it. She's climbing good now. I like this attitude a lot better. Okay, waiting on altimeters coming up right now. Altimeter standard 2992. And on the standby 2992. Altimeter set, cross check.
STD set and cross checked.
Okay, after takeoff checklist complete. Alright, crew, climbing. Flight level 360. Let's do a radio check. I want to make sure everything's working okay. Any station this frequency, UPS 2179 heavy radio check. Look at that sunset, guys. Beautiful. So gorgeous. I gotta screenshot that. Gorgeous. Okay, climbing through flight level 210 for 360. Attitude looks okay, maybe a little bit low, maybe. We'll see. It's way better than it was before. Anything, I might have too much left in here now. Seems to be flying. I could have a little bit more nose up here. We are also kind of light, though. Oh, hey, we can watch the fuel system working right now. So if you take a look here, you'll notice that the automatic fuel controller is pumping fuel out of the center wing tank into the to the stabilizer trim tank to move the CG aft. I think that's pretty cool how that works, right? See how the CG's moving aft? It's doing that to get the ideal best fuel economy for the aircraft. As CG between 30 and 32% of the mean aerodynamic chord is going to give us better fuel burn because it's going to just keep the center of gravity aft. The aircraft fly more efficiently that way. I'm not saying it's better controllability. And as you can see, it's actually leveling all the fuel in all three tanks and pumping some back here to get that CG where we want it. This is nothing that you can do from the pilot side. This is only done on the automatic control. Pilot cannot do pumping, cannot do CG control aft. All we can do is pump forward because it's very easy for us to overfill this tank if we're not paying attention. And now we have an aircraft that is badly out of trim with a dangerously aft CG. So only the automatic system can do what it's doing right now. But we'll sit here and watch it and see where it ends up at. 30.7, trying to get probably, I'm guessing, down to 31, 32. Okay, crew climbing through flight level 292 for 360. Radio check. I guess maybe we don't have enough fuel on board for it to do what it wanted to do. Now it's pumping the fuel forward from the stabilizer tank into the auxiliary tank, and from there it's going back into the other three. So I don't know what that exercise was for. I don't think we have enough fuel on board for it to do what it really wanted to do, so it tried until we got to a fuel threshold where it's like, no, we can't do that anymore, so it's going to pump it back out. That's fine. We don't need that much CG aft anyway. Hey, climbing to 330 or 360. Looking good. The pitch attitude seems a lot better with the changes that I made. A lot better. Alright, I see there's 4 concurrent viewers, 5 concurrent viewers now. Who do we got out here? Talk to me. I'm about to settle off and cruise here, so I'd love to have a conversation, kill some time before we tune into Albuquerque Center, which should be coming up in about 15 minutes or so, I think. Maybe a little less. In fact, we can go ahead and start getting ready for that now. Albuquerque Center. Heck, I don't even know which one to contact. There's 4 of them right now. There's 4 Albuquerque, so I'll let them tell me what they want me to do. I'll never figure that one out. Here's our progress.
Altitude.
Hey, 1,000 to go. Let's see how this thing levels off and if it's able to capture the altitude. We were not able to do so before. Okay, altitude hold coming up. Alright, there's our altitude capture. Dude, that's actually pretty good for this thing. Really nice altitude capture this time. That's way better. Oh, guys, I think we got it, man. Look at that. We captured the altitude pretty nice. Our cruising attitude is about 2.5 degrees. Aircraft nose up, which is very standard for MD-11 at optimum altitude. I think we got it, guys. Oh, I think I got it. Nice. Okay, we're at cruise, and I think my changes were positive and effective for the flight model. We got a beautiful altitude capture on there, better than it was doing before. So I think I got it right. Really nice altitude capture. Oh, hello. How do you pronounce your name? Chekuna Diop? I don't know if I'm saying that right. And you're in Senegal, and it is 2:44 a.m. your time in Senegal. Is that correct? Nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by. I've never talked to anybody from Senegal before. That's cool. Alright, so I recently downloaded this Volanta app. Apparently a lot of people use it. So I'm going to turn it on. Maybe somebody will talk to us on there too. Okay. So let's go... Sim brief. How do we work? I still don't really know how to work this thing. So we're... That's us. Call sign, UPS, 2179. Add a flight plan, enter text route. Alright, let's just put this in. I don't really use this thing, so that's us there. Maybe somebody will talk to us on here. I don't know. Cool. I'll leave this playing in the background. I don't really need it right now. Radio guy. Nice to see you, radio guy. Let me read what you're saying here. Do you have problems with ATC as well with X-Plane 12? Can you elaborate on your question, radio guy? Because right now I'm on VATSIM. I never fly offline. I only fly online, so I've never used any sort of offline ATC. So I can't speak to the in-game ATC. I don't use it. I've never used it. Every single hour I fly in this game is on VATSIM. So my only experience with ATC is with real controllers. So if you want to elaborate on your question, I'd like to answer it for you. Man, this thing's cruising so nice right now. I think I nailed it with the flight model changes. I'll kind of show you what I did, guys. Let me, for those of you who weren't here on my last flight, I made some changes to the flight models, and it did not take very well. And we were having big issues with the altitude captures and stuff, and a really high deck angle. But I went in and I made some changes, and I'm going to try to bring them up here so I can show you guys what I did. So, airfoil maker. So, this is the airfoil maker for X-Plane 12, if you guys can see that on the screen. And the stock, this is my modified thing, okay? Let me show you what rotates looks like. Tell you what, so mine's on the left. Let me open up another airfoil maker. Alright. So my changes are on the left. Let me show you what rotate, the people who made this airplane. Let me show you what they're doing. Airfoil stock. Let's do the root. Okay, this is rotates airfoil. Now you'll notice here a few things that I didn't really like. For one, the stall behavior of the MD-11 that they have, it is very hard to stall it because it just never really falls off. So I added a steeper fall off on the coefficient of lift as you get closer to your stall angle of attack. Alright, the other thing that they have going on that I don't care for is this. This is their coefficient of moment. And I noticed that the aircraft constantly wanted to use a lot of a lot of nose down trim in many conditions. Let me see if I what it's at right now. So it had a lot of nose down trim. I don't think this is right still. I need to work on this some more. It's still too much, but their coefficient of moment started too high to begin with and just got higher and higher. So I've changed the coefficient of moment here so that we can use a little bit less trim, nose down trim. This is a negative nose down moment here. And I also changed their lift scales. So you look at angle of attack of 0. For whatever reason, the rotate guys have a negative coefficient of lift at 0 AOA, and most airfoils that I've seen have a coefficient of lift way higher than that. Like they start off at like 0.2 something, even at 0 degrees, and theirs were negative, and I don't know why that is. So I've gone in and I've added some back, and I've also adjusted the tip in the mid. I'm trying to get it to fly a little bit better, and right now I'm happy with what it's doing. So that's what I've been messing with last couple months with this aircraft. Let me catch up in the chat. Oh, understood, radio guy. You're gonna be right back because you're playing the guitar. Well, when you're done playing the guitar, come back and talk to me. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be boring you guys with all that stuff, but maybe you're curious about how this works, you know. Okay, so we're at cruise altitude now, so we're gonna tilt our radar back down to 0 degrees, so we can look straight ahead. Man, that altitude capture worked so much better with my changes. It rolled right onto it. I love it. I'm happy with this right now. Okay, 18,000 pounds of fuel burning per hour. Let's see how that looks with our fuel. Okay, we're looking real good on fuel. I always plan my flights to land with 20,000 pounds. Anything more than that's great. What we'll do here now is something that I like to do when we're doing en-route cruising. I like to do fuel checks. So here's how we do that. I'm going to bring up my flight plan. We're going to go over to the SimPre OFP. We're going to look at a fix here, and I think we're coming up on CCAN in 1.8 minutes. So at CCAN, here, let's do this. Let's turn this on to the fuel synoptic status page. At CCAN, according to our flight plan, we should have 46.3 thousand pounds of fuel aboard. 46.3 at CCAN. So we're going to cross that in about 1.4 minutes, and we want 46.3 thousand pounds of fuel aboard when we get there. We'll see what we end up with. And the reason I do these en-route checks, a couple reasons. One, it validates my fuel planning, and two, it makes sure we don't have any fuel leaks. So fuel leaks can be very insidious because they can be slow. They don't necessarily have to be a massive like hole in your fuel tanks and you're dumping fuel. They can be slow, and they can be anywhere from the fuel tank itself to the lines and fittings and couplings that go from the tanks to the engines. You can have a leak in the engine itself, right? Or the strut, the engine strut going down. So what I like to do is every couple hundred miles or so, I'll look at my next fix, and when I cross it, I check to see how much fuel I actually have on board when I cross it, as opposed to what my flight plan is calling for. And that tells me two things. One, how accurate was I with my fuel planning? And two, are we having a fuel leak? All right? So if we're like 500 pounds off, it's not a big deal. If we're like 5,000 pounds off, we got a problem. If that makes any sense. Okay, crossing CCAN now. Flight plan says we need 46.3. We are crossing CCAN with 45.7, so we're 600 pounds light. So I think part of the reason is that we're burning a bit more fuel than we initially planned for in the flight plan. And I think part of the reason is my coefficient of drag might be a little too high right now. Now, I did adjust that too, and we may have a little bit too much drag on the aircraft, which is affecting our fuel burn. And if you look at this, these N1 settings seem a bit high for this altitude and this weight. Let's see. Performance. We should be able to go up to flight level 370, and we're at 360 and burning what I consider a significant amount more fuel than what we should. So I may need to go into my drag curve that I was doing in the flight modeling and turn it back just a little tiny bit, because we're a little bit high on fuel burn. However, because I carry so much fuel extra, it's okay. We may even get under 20,000, but we're not going to get too far off. We'll do another fuel check here in 35 minutes at EWM and see how that's looking. Hope I'm not boring you with all this stuff, guys, but I'm just trying to teach you how I do stuff. Alright, hey MD-95, I don't know how long you've been with me, but we seem to be having a little too much drag now, but I've got the lift curve way better. If you look at our deck angle, we're at 2.5 degrees up. It's a lot better than it was. Alright, can you try hitting vertical reversion on that waypoint? The box should tell you how much fuel you will have at that point near the top. Okay. That's lateral reversion. Oh! Estimated fuel on board. Oh. That doesn't sound right at all. Estimated fuel on board is not going to be 52.5. There's no way. That's not accurate at all. That's not even close to being accurate. We already have 45,000 pounds right as it is. Where's it getting that data from? That is not accurate. Look. That is weird. EWM. Estimated fuel on board 52.3? That can't be. Put it in the flight plan at EWM. Let me show you this. Put in my flight plan. At EWM, we should have 36.9, not 52.3. So, where it's getting that information from, I suspect it's some bad calculations from Rotate. Like, they've done some bad math on their coding here, and it's just not getting. And look how it's coming down pretty quick, though. Look at that. It was at 52.3 before, and now it's already down to 52. So I'm thinking it just takes a while to dial in, but that's not accurate. It should be kind of matching my flight plan a little better than that. We're burning a ton of fuel here. I have some speed brakes out or something? Wow. Alright, well, okay. Let me take some notes here. We've definitely fixed the... what's what I'm looking for? We fixed the lift issue, but now we've got a new issue where we're burning fuel like nuts. So, the cruise fuel consumption too high. Alright. And I'll put comma drag. I'm wondering if I need to look at the drag curves now and see what I did to them to make it want to burn so much dang fuel. Like, we should not be burning this much juice this high. Alright. So I'm still trying to figure out this Volanta thing. I've never used it before. Everybody says that it's cool, but quite honestly, I don't know how cool it is. I don't know if it's something that I really necessarily need. Because I also like to use Simaware, which admittedly doesn't have as many cool little features, but it gets the job done pretty good too. And I think it's a little less laggy and more to the point. So I'd like to use Simaware, but everybody's been telling me I gotta use freaking Volanta, so here it is. I just don't really know how to use it. If any of you guys use Volanta and can tell me how to use it better, I'm all ears. But this is us right here. UPS 2179. Our flight plan is... Oh, I kind of like that the weather. That's kind of handy. Look at that. It gives you the METAR right there. Huh. That's kind of cool. That's our route. Estimated arrival time is 444 Zulu. We'll see about that. Let's see what Navigraph says. 443. Wow, it's actually pretty close. Huh. Interesting. Maybe I need to look at this Volanta stuff a little bit more. Huh, it's cool. I should be getting contacted by Albuquerque Center here pretty quickly. Oh man, I gotta turn that brightness down. Well, I'm primarily an MD-11 guy, to be honest with you. That doesn't mean that I'm always gonna fly just the MD-11, but right now I just I want a quest to make it better. I want a quest to make it fly better, do a better flight model than what Rotate did. And once I have it to where I think it's good, I want to go to them and say, hey, I've been working on your plane for a while, and I'd like to work with you guys to make it better. I don't want any money, but I do have a background in flight simulation, flight model development, so, you know, let's fix this thing because what you gave us is not that great as far as flight model goes. I don't love it. I want to work with them and try to do something better. So once I get that done, I'll start looking at other planes. The other issue that I have, MD-95, is that there's not a ton of really great payware options for X-Plane. It just doesn't get the same kind of attention that Microsoft Flight Simulator does. Microsoft Flight Simulator is very pretty. It is super pretty, but I don't think the flight models are there. I think they're very arcadey, and I don't love them. All it is a lot of eye candy. But as far as flight models, fidelity. Oh, we got another aircraft out there. What is that? American Airlines 2-something-9. See it on the TCAS there. American Airlines 219. There's two of them. Cyan Marmat. So there's one on Volanta and there's one on Vatsim. I'm on Vatsim. That's me right there. Looks like we got another. We're gonna run into another American Airlines flight here soon. Who's this guy? Christian something. All right, that's cool. But think about it. Think about this MD-95. What better plane is there to fly than the MD-11? This is the premium. The best pilots fly MD-11s. Everything else is just too easy, right? McDonnell Douglas. I'm such a hardcore McDonnell Douglas fanboy. It's just out of control. I just love this thing so much. Love it. I always have. Since 2006. I've showed people on streams previously. I have my VATSIM flight records and my Delta Virtual Airlines logbooks show me flying MD-11s in 2006 when I think half of these people were babies. So I have a long association with this aircraft. I'm just waiting for Albuquerque Center to contact us. We're real close. Now look at that. Now it's down to 47.5 on a vertical reversion. Which is still too much, but it's coming down. I'm guessing this doesn't come in until we get to the point. Like it'll be correct when we cross over. Okay. So Ontario, landing weight's estimated to be about 420, maybe a little bit less. Approach speed 157, that looks good. Yeah, so here's something else that I found out with this flight model and this cockpit stuff. These fuel flow readings here, dude, are not actually grabbing the data from the game itself. It's like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a data ref, right? It knows that at this altitude and at this M1, this is what the fuel flow they say should be, that what it's going to indicate, but it's not actually what's being burned. Because I've tried to adjust the specific fuel consumption of these numbers, and it does not take. I've tried to do some outliers, like to get the idle engine fuel flow up, and it will not move. It will not budge, no matter what number I put into the plane maker. So these are data ref driven, so these numbers aren't necessarily what the plane is really burning. I think we're burning more or less to what's indicated here. Like, this number is accurate. The fuel number here is accurate, but the fuel flow here is more of a display. It's not actually grabbing data from. It's not displaying the actual fuel burn the X-plane is physically calculating that we're burning. And that's not something I can fix. That's something that I need to work with Rotate on to do some coding with, right? They need to work with me on the code, but I don't know that they're going to be that willing to do that. Yet. I need a better body of work, and I need to be able to show them more positive changes that I've made before they'd even be willing to go into their code and work with me on any of this stuff. That's my guess. I like to sit in that co-pilot seat here for a couple minutes. Alright, crew, I'm gonna go step back into the galley here and go get myself a beverage. Co-pilot, you have the aircraft, you have the radio, so I'll be right back. Anybody in chat, say something, say hi. I'd love to talk to you. I got an hour and a half to kill here before we land. Okay, crew, I'm back. All right, I have the aircraft, and I think we just got paged by Memphis Center. Let's see. Oh no, correction, Albuquerque Center, 13515. Let's dial them up. 13515.
Clear direct, what's the waypoint?
All right, let me call them up.
Wink, India, November, Kilo. Clear direct, India, November, Kilo, that's beautiful. American 2031, contact Phoenix Perch 12865, have a good night.
Tasty drink. Albuquerque Center, good evening. UPS 2179 with you, flight level 360.
UPS 2179, Albuquerque Center, good evening. Stay your position, please.
All right, approximately 140 nautical miles east of Echo Whiskey Mike, BOR.
UPS 2179, position checks, your radar contact, maintain flight level 360, good ride tonight.
Super smooth, 360, no turbulence.
Thank you. JetBlue 5121, have a good evening. LA Center now 133.2.
All right, guys, we're on ATC. Let's see how long this lasts.
Bye.
Oh. EMW is El Paso. I think.
747 Bravo Foxtrot, climb and maintain flow level 230. Maintain flow level 230, 747 Bravo Foxtrot.
Alright, so here's our progress right now, crew. So we're here. We're now talking to Albuquerque Center on 13515. And it's looking like we're going to have ATC most of the way through. To include possibly even having SoCal approach all the way through. So hopefully they stay online. It's only 8:20 p.m. here in the West Coast, so I'm hoping they're going to be around for a while. Not that late tonight. Anyway, that's where we're at right there. And in about 15 minutes, we'll do our field check at EWM. What is EWM anyway? EWM is Newman VOR. No idea what that means, but what it is. What's going on out there in YouTube land tonight? How's everybody doing? Other than burning way too much fuel here, I'm pretty happy with the flight model changes I've done. We're still forecasting having enough fuel to get our 20,000 pound reserve that I'd like to have. Beautiful flight tonight with that sunset. Isn't that cool? We should turn off some lights here just to enjoy it a little bit more. There we go. Darken up this cockpit a little bit.
Southwest 346, have a good evening. LA Center 133.2.
LA 33.2, Southwest 346, have a good night.
Oh, who's that? What's up? Carlsbad. Carlsbad, New Mexico, where the Carlsbad Caverns are at. I've been there before as a kid. It was really cool. Highly recommend it if you've never been there. Carlsbad Caverns.
Seven Bravo Foxtrot, you're clear direct to Zuni.
You're direct to Zuni. Is that Zulu Uniform November?
That is correct, sir.
Thank you very much.
Delta 50 Whiskey, leave my airspace to the east. Fort Worth is offline. Frequency change approved. Good night. Frequency change approved. Good night. Bravo Foxtrot, data 10 for a question.
Go ahead. What number focus?
Yeah, is that the X-Plane Dash 8 or is that the Majestic and prepared?
Majestic and prepared.
Fantastic. That's a awesome add-on. Probably the best turboprop ever made for any flight sim as far as I'm concerned.
That's a bold statement. That's a bold
That's the
statement.
reason why I still fly Zephyr, just because of Majestic.
Yeah, I'm building a cockpit for that in my basement right now.
His mom's basement. Ayo.
Oh, why you that's great. There's another guy on the forums on Majestic, I think he's from Europe, from Italy, that's doing the same.
Yeah, I think him and I have talked before.
Okay, nerds. Okay, nerds. Alright. Alright.
Albuquerque Center, good evening. South 3476, file 250. Southwest 3476, Albuquerque Center, good evening. Comply with the restriction at Skull and then descend via the Hyder 1 arrival, runway 25 left, Phoenix altimeter 2973. Just past Skull.
What's up, radio guy? Speaking of radio, we're talking to Albuquerque Center now. So.
Southwest 3476, just verified 25 left transition.
25 left transition, South 3476.
Thank you.
What is that? Yeah, it is fun. How do you fly online? Okay, I'll be happy to show you. Night flights are not fun to watch. Oh, Luke, well, I get it. So one thing I do want to say, Luke, is I'm doing these flights for my virtual airline, so I got to get these hours in anyway, and I got to relocate my pilot on my plane to Ontario, and I do realize that it's dark. But I like to do these live streams because I like to interact with people. I like to talk about X-Plane. I like to talk about MD-11s. I want to answer radio guys' questions about flying on VATSIM. So I know that it's a little dark. Yes, I do understand that it's dark outside. But I'm already on my computer anyway flying, right? I might as well be online talking to somebody. So that's why I do it. And plus, if you want to stick around, I'll put on a dang good show because I'm a pretty good MD-11 pilot. I do good procedures. I have checklists. I fly the plane well. You get to hear me interact with ATC the whole way there. So, you know, if you're into flight simming and you like to chit-chat about flight simming, then hang out with me. That's why I'm here. And I'm drinking a an adult beverage as I'm flying online because, you know, it's 8 minutes from bottle to throttle, something like that, right?
Avid Hurricane Center, Skywest 4098.
All right, radio guy.
Skywest 4098, Albuquerque.
So your question is,
And
how do you fly online?
We're supposed to be on 28.45. Looks like you got offline.
Let's show you real quick. I'm gonna bring up a website here.
Switch to 132.8.
First thing you need to do
I'll work
is you need to
into,
go to
Albuquerque. I appreciate
VATSIM.net,
it.
and you need to create an account here. Okay, you're gonna get a number, like a VATSIM number, right? And you'll put your name and all your information in there. Okay, once you do that, once you have that number, you're gonna get your from throttle to bottle.
984,
That's right.
Contact LA Center 133.2.
From throttle to bottle. Oh, anyway, after you have your VATSIM number, you need to download a third-party client to connect to VATSIM from whatever sim you play. I'm on X-Plane 12, and I personally use X-Pilot. And this is the interface between your sim and the VATSIM network. So when you go to log in, you're going to have to put in your password, your VATSIM password, which you've already made on the website,
United 221.
and your VATSIM ID number, and then you can log in to the network. And now your plane is on the VATSIM network, and now you're going to have other planes around. Like here, check it out. See, look on this TCAS right now. There's an aircraft on my TCAS. This is an actual other pilot on VATSIM right now flying around.
Albuquerque Center, good evening. Comply with the restriction at Skull, and then
Here, let's see who this is. Let's see who this guy on my TCAS is, all right?
Phoenix altimeter 2973. Okay, we'll comply with the Skull restriction and descend to your runway.
So right there, that is our Western Global.
And UPS 850, just verify the 25 left transition.
Western Global. Where's this guy going? Ontario to George Bush Intercontinental, huh? Western Global. That's hot. Anyway, that guy here is Western Global, WGN 629, and we can even talk to him. Check this out. We're gonna type in .msg WGN, his call sign 629. Got you on TCAS. Nice MD-11. All right. Anyway, back to what we're saying. We do not. It does not cost anything to do any of this, man. The only thing that costs is TFTI. It costs nothing to do VATSIM. $0. X-Pilot's free. VATSIM network is free. You can donate to them if you like. It's free. Now, if you want to play,
Southwest 34,
you got to pay for your sim.
You're able to do 300 knots until Gila.
And you got to pay for any add-on aircraft that you want.
We can do 300 till Gila South 34, Gila South 3476.
Alright, yeah, if you can, 300 knots till Gila, and then publish speeds after that for Southwest 3476.
300 knots to Gila and public speeds after South 3476.
Guy behind you is eating you for dinner.
Eating you for dinner. Anyway, yeah, it's all free, dude.
21 quarter togs. Direct hogs, United 221.
So, one thing I do caution you, however, is if you're going to fly online...
UPS 850, reduce to 280 knots if you're not there already. Publish speeds at Gila. Okay, we're at 280 now. Publish speeds at Gila.
That's UPS's company traffic there. You need to know how to talk to ATC. You need to know how to file flight plans. You need to know how to do all that stuff. Now, if you want, when this live stream is over, I did all of my flight planning. I did all that stuff that you need to know at the beginning of this video. So once this thing's over, if you want to go watch it from the very beginning, I go through how I create my flight plan, how I file the flight plan on VATSIM, how I put it into the FMS, all that stuff. From start to finish, this video is going to cover everything you need to know on how to do this stuff. So I would check it out when it's over. Let me talk to this guy real quick. I'll use it for. All right. Yeah. Do I use SimBrief? Oh boy, do I? Yes, I use SimBrief. Here you go. I did all this flight planning on SimBrief, and I imported over to Navigraph. I have a Navigraph account, and yeah. Speaking of which, how far are we out from EW? Oh, cool. We need to do our next fuel check. All right, so EWM coming up in 1.7 minutes.
Southwest 3476, thanks for help. Contact Kingsport 12865.
EWM.
2865.
We should have 36.9 fuel aboard. We're a bit off in there. Woo, 36.9. We're about 1,600 pounds. Either we got a fuel leak or I'm just burning way too much fuel. I think I'm just burning too much fuel. I had too much drag on this thing with the my coefficients of drag. I made a note to make an adjustment to the airfoil file after this to fix that. Okay, so over EWM, got a turn coming up here. We're supposed to have 36.9, and we have 35,000 pounds of fuel. So I am 1.9 thousand pounds in the hole here. Yeesh. I'll have to fix that.
UPS 850, have a good night. Contact Kingsport 12865.
12865, UPS 850, good night, thanks.
All right, so we're a bit under where I want to be for fuel, but I think it has to do with my flight model changes in the airfoil thing. So I'll make some adjustments to that. We still have plenty of fuel to get where we need to go. So I'd like to land with 20. My guess is we're going to land with about 17 or 18,000 pounds. So it'll be a few thousand pounds under what I would prefer, but plenty of reserve to do what we got to do. So I'm not worried about it. Just a little higher fuel burn than what I would have preferred for this right now. That's okay. I'll fix it. So Luke, I'll be honest with you, I don't really have any scenery right now. That's one thing I don't know much about X-Plane. I'm still kind of new to it. I've only had it for about a month. So I don't I have a couple like freeware airports like Louisville and stuff, but I don't have any much else for add-on scenery, and I would like to get some. If you have any recommendations on some freeware scenery that I can put in here that make things look better, I'd love to know, because that's one thing I don't really pay attention to, because a lot of times I'm up here flying at 36,000 feet and I'm not really looking at the ground too much. No, I had never messed with Prepare 3D. So the last flight sim I used was the last one I played was FSX. I've never messed with anything but FSX and X-Plane 12. Anything in between, I had a long break. But I haven't tried their 717. I'm sure it would be fun though. I mean, the cockpit is very similar to this. Yeah, the MD-95 or a 717 was basically McDonnell Douglas' swan song before Boeing got him, and they used the same Honeywell cockpit as the MD-11, very similar stuff. And I honestly love this cockpit. I know it's pretty dated now. This is 1980s, early 1990s technology, but I still think it holds up great in 2024. Like. And I personally prefer the way McDonnell Douglas and their philosophies on how things should be done. I love the way their overhead is. This is a very intelligent overhead design where no lights are good, right? You don't want to see any lights up here. If you see lights, it's because something's wrong. And a Boeing overhead is lit up like a Christmas tree, so it's hard to tell when something's not right, right? If I see this, if I look up on the overhead and I see that, I know right off the bat there's something amiss here. It may not be an emergency or it may not be something wrong, but this is not normal, right? I shouldn't see lights for the reversible motor pumps on. I should not see it in manual. So if I click there and the lights go out,
7 Bravo Foxtrot, contact Albuquerque Center 132.
then I know everything's good. That's very smart design philosophy, right? No lights are good. The way McDonnell Douglas and Honeywell and all that. This guy talks too much. I prefer the way Profile works as opposed to VNAV and Boeing's. I think it's a smarter way of managing vertical navigation.
Giant T27 Albuquerque Center, good evening, good rides tonight.
Yeah, I like I like Honeywell McDonnell Douglas cockpits, man. I just love. Look at this auto flight. It's so easy. If you see it dashed out, that means that the dang FMC is handling it. Like, don't worry about the IAS. Don't worry about the heading. Don't worry about any of this stuff. Dashed out means the autopilot's got it under control. Don't bother with it, right? I love the way there's the CRT are horizontal as opposed to vertically stacked. I think it's easier to see it that way. I love these Q buttons here.
Albuquerque Center, apologies, Western Global 69 Heavy, was that for us?
I just love this cockpit. I love this cockpit.
Who called? Western Global 629 Heavy? No, you're with me for another 5 to 6 minutes or so. Apologies, I heard something come across here about flight level, how it was at the flight level. No worries.
Oh man, 3 center controllers in LA. This is gonna be good. And
Giant 227, short stay with me, contact Albuquerque Center 132.8, good day. 132.28,
oh man, we got
Giant 227, 132.8, 32.8.
426. So about 40 minutes to top of descent. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. So, okay, MD-95. Now the Pegasus 911/912 FMC wasn't used specifically in just the MD-11. It's used in other aircraft. So, how does this Pegasus FMC screw anybody? Please elaborate. I have never had those experiences with it. It's never screwed me before. I think it works pretty good. Tell me what you mean.
Western Global 629, have a good evening, contact Houston Center 134.42, good night. 3442, have a good night, appreciate you, Western Global 629, have you? United 221, contact LA Center 133.2, good night. 133.2, United 221, have a good night. Bye.
Look at this cockpit. Ah, my golly. Alright, let me read what you said here. If the front 2 doesn't sequence right on the approach, it will drop crossing altitude. And when putting in a new approach after go around, it must be done in a specific order or it won't sequence right. If that's a real world quirk, that's fine, but I haven't had any of those experiences so far. I don't know. That might be hard for them to model, right? They have to model the best case scenario, the most normal common thing, or their lines of code will be a bazillion long and they'll never release anything.
Albuquerque Center, hello, Walker 39, 11, 510 miles southeast of Fort Stockton, flight level 360.
Walker 3911, Albuquerque Center, good evening, order contact, maintain 360.
360, Walker 3911.
Good ride tonight.
Hey, where's all my cargo? What the heck's going on in here? There should be 145,000 pounds of stuff in here. Somebody stole my pallets. Oh well. Another aircraft on TCAS here. Let's see what we got. Off to the... Let's check old Volanta, see what we got here. Alright, so that's us. So that is the aircraft that's coming up. WestJet. Okay, he's at flight level 310. What kind of aircraft is this? Does this even say? It'd be nice if it told you what kind of aircraft it is. Oh, 737-800, okay. My aircraft passed quite a ways behind us. No issue there. Yep, can't say I've seen any of that stuff MD-95, but you know, I've only flown in Atlanta about 3 or 4 times so far since I've had this thing. I haven't had any issues with this, the SIDS or the stars.
What was the call sign?
Here is 3529.
Spirit 3529 cross school, flight level 250, then descend via the Hyder 1 arrival, runway 25 left, Phoenix altimeter 2973. Spirit 3529, cross school at 250, and then descend via the Hyder 1 arrival, runway 25 left, Phoenix altimeter 2973.
Alright, well, we still got a ways to go.
Hyder 1 arrival, 29 left, 2973. Spirit 3529.
Yeah, it's all correct except 25 left for the runway.
25 left, correct, and start with that. Spirit 3529.
You know, it's really sad that Dallas doesn't have any kind of air traffic control on tonight. You would have figured that they would.
113, Albuquerque, sir. Good evening, good rides tonight.
Oh well, whatever. You know what we can do right now? Let's take a look at some drag curves. I think that'd be good. We got time.
3529. Do you want me to direct the Hyder one or down course?
Hey, and for anybody who was wondering or curious, this is the interface between
Spirit 3529.
my aircraft and my virtual airline.
Just descend via the Hyder 1
This is how it
arrival.
reports all the data
Do you have the chart for the Hyder 1?
to what we're doing.
Yeah.
Smart Cars 3.
Alright, so you should be navigating via the Hyder 1 laterally, so just make sure you hit all the altitudes on the way down.
Roger. Thank you.
Alright, let's look at some airfoil stuff. Alright, so on the left will be my airfoil. Let's open up root. That's mine, and then the rotate stuff's on the right. So let's look at the drag curves and see how they're looking. So at angle of attack of 0, it's 0.56 here and 0.56 there. No, it's more on theirs. Well, that's odd. Odd. So my coefficient of drags are actually work. See, alpha 7 is 0.115. Alpha 7 is point. Okay, so my coefficient of drags are a little bit higher than theirs, not by much. Alright, I see what I need to do here. My coefficient of drags are a little bit higher. Their curve stays flatter longer before it goes up towards the max angle of attack. Mine starts going up quicker. So I need to back off this curve a little bit. I wonder if I do it by... I'll have to play with it, but...
Central aircraft Albuquerque Center is closing at the top of the hour, about 8 minutes.
I'll have to mess with it. Mine are a little bit higher than theirs, but not by a lot. I can fix that. Alright, we got 8 more minutes with Albuquerque Center, and then it's going to be Unicom until we get to LA Center. And unfortunately, we have a fair way to go yet. Do I have performance figures for an MD-11? Yes, I do. Now, how close do I want to get them? I can get them kind of close, but there's always going to be some variation. I have some flight crew operating manuals and performance stuff that I've acquired over the years. I won't say where or how. It's some of that stuff I don't think I'm supposed to have, but I got it. But I only take representative samples and try to get the sim to match there, and the rest of the stuff's gonna be outliers, and you kind of hope for the best, or else you'll never be done with it. You can never get it 100%.
Center, American 2005 flight level 270. American 2005, did you get the clearance across school at 250? Affirm. Alright, American 2005, confirm with that, or comply with that restriction and then descend via the Hyder 1 arrival. Runway 25 left, Phoenix altimeter 2973. Alright, Skull at flight level 250 and we'll descend via the Hydra 1, American 2005. American 2005, verified 25 left transition. Alright, 25 left transition, and could we put 26 on request? Well, I'll be honest with you, I think everybody's closing up in about 5 minutes, so at that point you can do whatever you want. Oh, gotcha, I did not see the time.
Well, either way, I'm expecting a pretty nice landing in Ontario tonight. Ontario is my home airport. I live in Southern California, about 40 minutes away from Ontario. So when I joined UPS Virtual Air Cargo, it made sense to pick Ontario as my home airport.
Albuquerque Center, American Flight 375 at 360, just about 140 from Echo Whiskey Mike, Type A 320 Airbus. American 375, Albuquerque Center, good evening. We're actually closing up here in about 3.5 minutes, so you can go back to advisory and have a good night. Go back to advisory and have a great night. American 375.
Yeah, man. My girlfriend lives in Rancho Cucamonga, which is the town just north of Ontario. I live in a town called Menifee. It's about 40 minutes to the east. And I'm originally from Barstow, California, which is in the desert. So where I live, I see UPS MD-11s flying over all the time. I get a lot of prime stuff coming out of my base where I work at March. And I also see stuff. I see a lot of cargo planes flying over. It's pretty cool. I do some plane spotting at Ontario every now and then until the security guys run me off. They get really picky about people parking in this certain area. I don't know why they say you can't be there. It's not even on the airport property, but they come and chase me off. So I got to get my shots. I time it so that I'm underneath the approach as a plane that I want to get. I get the video and I'm in my car and driving away as the security guys are chasing me down. Heck with them. They're stupid anyway. Granted, cops. Alright, how are we looking here? Let's get an update. Burning through my fuel like crazy. Too much drag. Yep, off the 2.6s. There's a little here. You want? Here, let's do. Yeah, I got time. Let's do something. I'll show you where.
Hey, Walker 3911. I'm closing up here shortly. No further ATC available until El Paso.
Let me show you where I go.
Service is terminated. Frequency change approved. Good night.
Wow, that's really bright. Let's go. Satellite.
American 1701. Same for you. I'm closing up here soon. No further ATC available. Radar service is terminated. Frequency change approved. Good night. Service is terminated. Frequency change approved. Thank you for the ATC. Good night. 1701.
All right, so here's
2179.
that's
Same
us.
for you. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Good night.
Okay, 22.8 for UPS 2179. So long, and thank you.
See ya.
Okay, 22.8. All right. Anyway, what was I showing you? Google Maps. So here's Ontario Airport. Here's UPS ramp. Dang, look at all that. Woo, that's hot, dude. MD-11s, 747s, and 767s. Oh man, so juicy. But here's where so here's 26 right, 26 left is closed. I kind of hang out around here, right? I like to park kind of here and catch planes as they fly overhead. But they got a bunch of stupid ass rent-a-cops sitting on the Santa Ana Street, and they see you stop here, they drive up and tell you can't park here, you can't stop here. And they're really aggressive, and I don't know why. Who cares? Like, this is the airfield property line is right here. This is all nothing, but whatever. So I just time it. I look at ADSB exchange and I see when the plane's coming in. So I skirt in here real quick, stop, get out, get the video as it flies overhead, and drive away as the rent-a-cop tries to chase me. So that's what I'm talking about right there. Oh, so silly. All right, so let's see if we can figure out who we need to talk to on center pretty soon. Who even cares? I know. It just says no stopping allowed, no this, no that, but like, who cares? They actually pay people to sit there and tell people they can't stop. Get out of here. punks. It's almost like a game, dude. It's always the same rent-a-cop there, and he knows my car, so he instantly tries to chase me when I get there. But I always get my video because I outsmart him, and I drive away before he can do anything about it. And what is he gonna really do? He has no authority. All he can tell me is that I can't park there, and if I don't move, he has to call the cops, and the cops aren't gonna get there. Cops will take an hour to get there, so like he has no real power. But at the same time, I'm not out here trying to get arrested or be a jerk. You know what I mean? I get what I gotta get and I get out of there. And I come back another day. Alright. Let's start figuring out who we gotta talk to next. So... LA Center. 12465. 124625. Let's get that ready. I'm not even gonna bother with my fuel checks now. It's just gonna make me depressed. We're way overburn. So the flight plan averaged the fuel burn at 15,829 pounds per hour, but for whatever reason, it gave me an initial altitude of flight level 340, which is too low. For the gross weight that we had on takeoff, we could have easily gone straight to 360. So what I should have done was look at the gross weight and manually adjust the cruising altitude to 360 and then recompute, so we could have planned the fuel a little bit better. I don't know why, but anyway, and I always use an offset of -1%. Apparently I need to probably take that out. So we're already running a 1% fuel bias in the wrong direction, and with the slightly added drag that I have on this thing, with the flight model changes that I made, it's adding up. Got some clouds coming up here. But nothing on the weather radar giving us much of a return, so I'm assuming there's no real precipitation in those. Top of descent, 192 miles, 427, so 23 minutes to top of descent. All right. Getting a little tired. I think I put too much gin in this gin and tonic. I just need to stay awake long enough to land this thing, and I'll call it a night. I'd like to do some flying around the West Coast tomorrow if I can find some good flights. Let's take a look at my virtual airline. Let's see what they got available for us here. Assuming we're at Ontario, so let's go to flight operations. Search departure. No. Nope, that's not what I want. Trying to find our timetable. Timetable, dude. All routes. Nope. Let's go K-on. I want MD-11 flights. I want to see what kind of flights we can expect from Ontario. Let's sort it by aircraft. Alright, so let's see here. Ontario to Louisville, I don't want that. SDF. Philadelphia, no. Honolulu, I don't really want to fly that far tomorrow. Anchorage, no. DFW, no. Oakland, that might be a good one. Denver or Oakland would be good for tomorrow. A couple short flights there. No. Ooh! Ontario to Phoenix Sky Harbor. That's a short one. That'd be a good one. They're out and back. Phoenix Sky Harbor and back. Okay. I feel like there's more options than that. Let's go check something. FlightAware.com. Let's see what's flown out of Ontario today. Let's see what UPS MD-11 flights have. Ah! Log in, fine. So my virtual airline does allow you to request additional routes, but we have to show what they are. Like we have to show that they are real flights. So I gotta find some MD-11. Okay, look at that. I want this. I want this right now. I would love to fly to Portland tomorrow. So there was a flight that came out of Ontario, and there's multiple ones going to Portland. UPS 972. I'm gonna request this flight. I want to do this on my virtual airline. Let's go to the Discord. Let's see here. How do I request? Oh, right here. UPS 917 be added to our schedule. Alright, I would love to start flying to Portland. I love PDX Airport. Look at that. It's regularly scheduled MD-11 service from Ontario to PDX. That is a perfect flight length for me. What is that? 800 nautical miles. Awesome. Perfect. Let's go from Ontario to Portland and back. I love Portland. Oh, I love Portland. What a cool airport. Alright, I just requested this on our website, on our Discord, and these guys will come in and look at it and validate that it's a real flight, and they will add it to our schedule so I can actually fly it. I want to fly Ontario to Portland tomorrow. Hopefully they can get that done for me in time. Cool. Let's see if they approve that in time. Yeah, Ontario to Portland and Portland and back. That would be so freaking sweet. Now let's see what they got. Okay, tell you what. Let's take it a step further. Let's go back to FlightAware. And let's go to Portland and see if what we got out of there. KPDX. Let's sort it by departures. Identify UPS. Oh, back to Ontario. Oh! UPS 9871 and UPS 975. Oh my god, give it to me. Give it to me right now. I'm gonna put that on there too. Cool. I don't see why they couldn't add those flights. I have real world tracking on this. Multiple flight numbers that match up. Real UPS MD-11 flights to and from PDX to Ontario. That is so money right now. I want it. Give it to me. Alright, is there any other MD-11 flights that we can get added from Ontario? Because I feel like our hub does not have enough MD-11 flights. Alright, so we got Portland and Honolulu. Okay. We got Oakland. Okay. I like Oakland. Denver. That's already on there. That's fine. Next 40. Okay. Oakland. Next 40. SDF. That's a given. Next 40. Phoenix Sky Harbor. Yep, we can do that one tomorrow too. More. Nope, more. Metro. Okay, Oakland again. I already got that. Next 40. Louisville. Okay. Well, getting Portland on the schedule would be super awesome. So, all right, aircraft on TCAS, 40 nautical miles away, no factor. Just out of curiosity. Oh, MD-95. It used to. So I haven't flown I flew Oceanic about a month ago. There was no controller on at the time. But back in the good old days, I'd say 14, 15 years ago, when they had the Shanwick and Gander guys on, you had to use a cell call, and it would actually give you your double tone. So it does use it when they use it, but also keep in mind, you may have I don't know. I get the vibe that you're a real pilot. I don't mean to insult your intelligence if you already know this stuff, so don't be offended. I don't know what the validity of the self-call stuff is at this point with CPDLC. I think you may do an initial HF check, and they may send you a self-call. But with CPDLC, they have real-life tracking of where you're at all times, so position ports via HF aren't really necessary anymore. So I don't know what they actually do on VATSIM when you do fly Oceanic. They do have one. I was looking on VATSIM the other day, and there was an Oceanic controller for Shanwick and Gander. And I don't know what their process is right now. I don't fly over to Europe too much. UPS doesn't have a whole lot of great routes to and from Europe out of for the MD-11 right now. You can go into somewhere in London and Cologne, Germany, and that's about it. There may be others, but I don't know what they are. So I've been flying mostly domestic on the MD-11 lately. But yes, cell call does work, and HF does work. Turn your squelch. Turn up your squelch, because it sounds like when you're talking. Yeah, you do. I don't know what the actual cell call code is for this MD-11. Well, I fly multiple tail numbers, right? Lately, I've been on November 294 Uniform Papa, but we have 30-something MD-11s in UPS, so it depends on where I'm at, what aircraft are available to fly. I just happen to be flying November 294 Uniform Papa a lot, and I'll tell you why. Ever since that stupid TFDI MD-11 came out last week, everybody and their damn uncle in UPS wants to fly a stupid MD-11. It was never like that before. Let me tell you, there was just a few of us soldiers out here trucking along in our MD-11s, and nobody wanted anything to do with it. And then TFDI released theirs, and now everybody wants to fly a dang MD-11. So now I have to like cherish the one that I have. So when I fly this MD-11, I bid for November 294 Uniform Papa a couple weeks ago. Okay, but then that thing got released, and everybody started snatching up every dang MD-11 they could. So what I have to do now is, as soon as I land at an airport, I have to immediately go in on our schedule and grab it back and like book it, or somebody's gonna come in there and snipe it the crap out, and then now I'm stuck without an aircraft to fly, and I have to jump seat to another airport that's got an MD-11 that's free, of which there's basically none. And it's just like a big old fight to get these MD-11s. So as you can see, I have been the sole owner of November 294 Uniform Papa since the 3rd of July, because I can't get one wherever I go. They're all booked up. So about a week now and some change, I've been flying 294 Uniform Papa almost exclusively. And the second that I land, I immediately I had to grab it, and I had to bid, or I lose it. Yeah, man. Hey, they're trying to be realistic to some extent. It's nowhere near as complicated or as, it's not entirely real world. We get that, but they're trying to give us a good emulation, man. They're looking for some sort of immersion, right? Yeah, give us that. We're all fake pilots, so let us pretend in our own special way. As you can see, I have to cherish this stupid thing, 294 Uniform Papa, or I don't get one. Yeah, I've put a lot of mileage on this poor thing, and it's mostly domestic, as you can see. Not very long. Oh, I think we got a top of the set coming up here pretty quick. 64 nautical miles, finally, man. No, so that's the other thing. It is not seniority bidding, and that's one thing that makes it less realistic. I fully understand that seniority has a lot to do with bidding and that sort of thing. It's not seniority bidding. It's more first come, first serve. So my rank in the airline is a senior captain, but that doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't give me anything that I don't already have. It doesn't let me fly more routes. It does allow me to fly certain aircraft types. So with the amount of hours that I have, I'm authorized to get type ratings on basically everything. The 747, MD-11, 767. I can do everything. I have so many hours that I'm authorized to get the type ratings for these aircraft to fly them. Now, I am on the MD-11 right now, and that's all I fly. I do have experience in older sims in the 757 and the 767. 747 I've never actually flown in a sim. I'm sure I could. 737s, I've flown those. But L-1011s, back in the good old days, I did fly L-1011s for Delta. But most of my hours, I'd say 75% of my flight sim hours have been on MD-11 variants, be it Flight Simulator 9, 10, or this. Alright, so we got top of descent coming up here. Let's briefly discuss our descent and approach. Let's get rid of this. I don't need it right now. I don't need that right now. Oh, great. Looks like we lost our ATC into LA. Well, I guess we're gonna just Unicom it all the way in. Darn it. We're just a little too late getting out here. That's okay. We'll take her down and we'll give a good landing. Oh, SoCal Approach is online. It looks like. So 12805. We're gonna be talking to SoCal Approach here at some point. 12805. So we'll go ahead and put that in right now. 12805. Okay. Let's go over our arrival. Let's see here. So we're on a Scooby 2. So we have a few crossing restrictions, actually quite a few. Vilma do Zoink, Ministry, Machine, D-Way, Scooby, Strix, and Cade. And now, this one I'm actually going to leave the crossing restrictions in because I feel like all the approaches onto Ontario keep you really high and hot until the last minute. Especially when you're coming over this way, over the San Bernardino Mountains. You come in like a freaking meteorite. Now, this one's a little straighter in. Kind of in between San Jacinto and Big Bear and all that. So you can thread the needle through this valley here. So it's not as critical. But I am going to go ahead and follow all these crossing restrictions going into there. And plus, we're going to have SoCal Approach on. They're going to expect us to fly the star as published. So let's check the FMS to make sure that it's got all that stuff in there. So right off the bat, we got Vilma, Do, Zoink, Mystery, Machine, Dewey, Scooby, Strix, and Cade all have their crossing restrictions in. And this one, I'm gonna take this out where it says at and above, because if you, this FMC will always keep you above and you're gonna miss the ILS. So we're gonna go, where was it at? Taco is gonna be at 4,300, not at or above, and that will give us better vertical navigation into the ILS approach. Again, though, we're gonna get probably vectors to the approach via SoCal Approach. The flight plan looks good. Let's check it one last time. It's part of my brief. So we're going to descend via the Scooby 2 arrival as published, making all of these crossing restrictions until we pick up SoCal Approach. At which case I will expect, well, it tells us to expect the RNP Zulu. No, I'm sorry, disregard. That's going, if you're landing on the 8, so we're going in 26, right? I will prefer the ILS 26 right. I'll let the controller know that. All right, and then let me check to make sure I'm not going to blow through my 17 miles. I got 2 minutes. We're looking for the ILS 26 right approach. The charts. ILS 26 right. In that, take a look. So we're gonna fly the Star down to Taco, which is the initial approach fix, which is also co-located with Pettus, which is a ADF. We're gonna cross that at 4,300 and pick up the ILS into Ontario. The ILS is 109.7258. Let's put that in. 109.7258 on the pre-select there. And let's go ahead and start down. Let's clear ourselves down to 10,000 feet for now. Alright, crew. Clear down 10. And then let's take a look at some missed approach stuff. So in case of a missed approach, we're going to fly 2,008, climb to 2,800, and a climbing left turn to 5,400, direct to Paradise. And then we're going to hold there with this racetrack here on a 258 and 078. So alright, direct Paradise 122.258. There we go. Alright, vertical alert, crew starting down. Alright, let's go ahead and bust out our descent and approach checklist.
Landing data.
Alright, landing data. So we've already reviewed the approach. Landing data. Looks like we're looking at a approach speed of 156 at flaps 35. Perfectly acceptable. 12,000 feet available. I'm going to be aiming for, on the rollout, I want to get to Kilo. I'd like to make Kilo. I think we can do that. That's very easy to do. So we'll use auto brakes minimum. I'll plan on some a modulated reverse thrust. I'll target about 80% N1 on the reverse thrust. Should get us stopped in time for Kilo at this approach speed, even at flaps 35. So we're looking for Kilo turn off. And then over across the 26 left in work. And then over to Sierra 8 and down on Sierra to the UPS ramp. We're looking for Kilo. Kilo. Landing data 156 is in the box. We'll use plan on auto brakes minimum.
Checked and set.
Approach briefing has been
Approach
performed.
briefing. Perform or update. Radar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tilt down.
Set tilt minus 2.5 degrees. Windshield anti-ice.
I don't believe it's required. TAT's coming up pretty quick.
As REQ. Decision height / min descent alt.
Alright, so. The MSA, MDA is 6,900 within 25 nautical miles of Paradise on that side, but we're coming in from this angle, so 8,900 MSA within 25 nautical miles of Paradise. Tracking on that. The decision height for the ILS is going to be 200 feet radar altimeter or 1,132 feet baro. We're going to do radar altimeter 200. 200, set and check.
Checked and set. Seat belts.
On.
On. Altimeters.
Alright, altimeters. Let's take a look at that. Let's grab the weather at Ontario. Altimeters are 2986. So we have wind 260 at 6, almost right down the it's exactly down the runway. 10 statute miles visibility. Scattered clouds at 17,000, broken at 22,000. Temperature 25, dew point 14. ILS and visual approach and use 26 right. And the NOTAMs, 26 left is closed. Taxi, okay, oh, here we go. That's something. Taxiway Kilo is closed between runway 26 right and taxiway Sierra. So let's look at that. I didn't think of that. Taxiway Kilo is closed between 26 right and... Oh, well that's no good. Taxiway Sierra is closed between taxiway Foxtrot. Oh. Oh, well, what the heck then? So how the heck do we get out of here? Do we have to roll all the way out to Delta? Oh, crap. Well, that's not good. Kilo is closed between... How the hell do we get across the dang... Okay, I guess we're gonna have to try to land on Quebec. I don't think I can stop that close. And taxiway Sierra closed between... Oh, crap. What the heck, man? Alright, I better check to make sure we're doing okay on this thing. Alright, looking good on profile right now. A little bit high, but it's coming back in. Aircraft on TCAS off to the left, about 20 miles out. No factor. In fact, that might be him right there. Yep. Southwest Airlines, and we're running his ass down. Okay, so I gotta figure this out, man. I'm a little confused here. I'm confused here. All right, are we looking good? We're good. So taxiway Sierra closed between taxiway Foxtrot and Quebec. All right, so that's closed. Taxiway Kilo closed between runway 26. Okay, so we need to exit on the right then. And we're going to have to take November and cross all the way back around. Wow. Alright, that's what we're going to have to do then. We'll shoot for Kilo, but we're going to exit on the right and take November and then cross via Whiskey all the way back around. We're not going to make a left turn, we're going to make a right turn per these NOTAMs. Alright, on profile, looking good. I need to read those NOTAMs more often, man. That's confusing. So there's basically no turning off to the left at Ontario within reason. Like, I could probably make Quebec, but I'd be on the brakes so hard we're going to heat the brakes up too hard. I don't really want to do that, so we'll plan on Kilo to the right. We're flying over my house here pretty soon. Alright, let's take a look. Profile. Performance. Right on path. Okay, by my math, I should be token a SoCal approach. Let me get him on the frequency here. 12805.
United 534, 4 miles from Kobe, maintain 2,200 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 24 right approach.
United 86. Okay, altimeters set
Set
cross
and
check.
cross-checked. Exterior lights.
SoCal approach, November 88 Delta, ready for takeoff. Ready 8 Delta, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Let me check in with this
16
guy.
right, clear to takeoff, 88 Delta.
SoCal approach UPS 2179. Are you controlling Ontario tonight?
That is correct.
Okay, well, we're with you descending through 18,000 inbound Ontario.
UPS 2179, I got you now. Radar contact out of 17,600. And UPS 2179, descend with the Scooby to arrival. Expect the, let's give you the visual approach runway 26 left. Sorry, 26 right.
Okay, we'll just stand via the Scooby 2 and we'll expect the visual 26 right UPS 2179. Alright, cool. We'll expect visual approach on 26 right. We're gonna back it up though with the ILS.
United 534, do you establish on the wrong runway?
Uh-oh.
Never was 25 left, it was always 24 right. Okay, contact tower 120.95.
Uh-oh. We got rookie hour over here in SoCal approach.
Mass cover 3554, heavy, turn left heading 250.
Left 250 for Mark 254.
Okay, little turbulence in here.
South 1215, need to copy.
South 1215, stand by. South 1215, radar contact, flight with 245, descend via the Jackie to arrival. Expect the RNAV Zulu runway 26 right approach.
Since the Jackie 4 Bravo, we get a request of 956.5, that's runway 26 right, southwest over.
United 14 heavy pass over Shatman, flight number 28.
Add drag.
United 428, roger, descend via the Angel 4 arrival. Expect runway 25 left.
Expect 25 left, and we'll drop the legacy side via
Speed rate drag.
American 920.
American 920.
American 920, squawk 4726.
Squawk 4726, American 920.
Mass cargo 3554 heavy, turn left heading 200.
Left 200 for Mark.
Hey, profile 12. Okay, profile down to 10.
77 Tango, contact
10,
tower
150.
120.95. 2095, thank you sir, for GC, bye bye.
Okay, on profile, on speed.
American 920 heavy, radar contact, flight over 280, descend via the Angel 4 arrival, expect runway 25 left.
We'll descend in via Angel 4 and expect 25 left, American 920.
Mass cargo 3554 heavy, descend and maintain 2000.
2000, Mark 3564.
Approach American 269 is off the runway at SNA. We'll switch over to CTAF.
Sam, no, still with me. American 369, taxi Alpha to parking,
Okay,
gate 8.
reducing speed to 245.
Alpha to parking, gate A, American 269.
Let's go ahead and get the landing. Let's go ahead and get all the lights on right now. Exterior lights, all lights on. Runway wing turn off lights.
As REQ.
Okay, the set approach checklist complete.
And
Now's the go.
1215, did you want the ILS 26 right?
That's it for southwest 12.
Okay, expect ILS 26 right approach. And the United 420 heavy, expect the RNAV Zulu runway 25 left approach.
Expect RNAV Zulu, 25 left approach.
Confirm 25
25 left.
25 left. Not approved.
American 920, expect the RNAV Zulu, runway 25 left approach.
Speed brakes extend.
Roger, we'll expect RNAV Zulu for 25 left, American 920.
Mass cargo 3354, heavy right turn heading
slow her down.
250.
Right, 250, Moscow, 254.
Mass cargo 3354, heavy turn right heading 270, join the runway 25 left localizer, cleared ILS runway 25 left approach.
002, right, the localizer for the runway 25 left, for Moscow, 2554 activity.
Delta 3231, contact the tower 120.95.
Contact tower 120.95. Have what do you mean?
Okay, crew.
So call November 196 to Bravo, ready to take off, running 26
Down to
right,
4,300.
Number 1962 Bravo, turn left direct to the Paradise VOR, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
Turn left direct to Paradise VOR and clear for takeoff, November 196 to Bravo.
Okay, a little fast below 10,000, but no big deal. Alright, that's 250. Let's go speed brakes retract and flaps 15.
SoCal approach,
Field
good
in
evening.
sight.
FedEx 1366 Heavy and John Wayne requesting to push and start off to taxiway Alpha.
Stabilizer motion.
Back 1366 heavy, pushing on Alpha approved.
Start Alpha approved, FedEx 1366.
SoCal approach, Delta 2255, with you currently 270 towards Selfie.
Field is definitely in sight, so we can take the visual anytime now.
3554, heavy contact tower 120.95.
Okay, idle.
Mass cargo 3554, contact tower 120.95. United 4178, contact
really,
tower
really hot here.
120.95. 120.95, 4941, heavy, thanks sir.
We're super high. We're super high, but I'm visual with the runway, so let's see if we can get her down. Let's go gear down. We need some more drag. Gear down.
Approach November 196 to Bravo, passing 2000, airborne.
No, just on my UPS 2179 heavy, descend and maintain 4000.
Down to 4,000 UPS 2179, and we do have the field in sight.
Perfect, thank you. 2179 heavy, cleared visual approach runway 26 right.
Okay, cleared visual 26 right, UPS 2179 heavy. Okay, crew, cleared visual. Let's go ahead and arm ILS all the same. And let's get her down to 4,000.
American 920 cross circus at 14,000, cleared RNAV Zulu runway 25 left approach.
Let's go flaps
Cross circuit
28.
at 14,000 and clear for the RNAV Zulu for 25 left, American 920.
Number 1962 Bravo, the squawk is 5163.
Squawk 5163, November 196 to Bravo.
I should check that. I saw
Hey,
5162.
localizer's live.
Just let me know if it's correct.
Yes, we have 5163 for 196 to Bravo.
Thank you. Number 1962 Bravo, radar contact 3,200, climb maintain 4,000, resume on navigation.
Maintain 4000 and resume on navigation, 196 to Bravo.
Alright. 2,000 feet vertical speed. We gotta catch that. We gotta catch that glide slope. We are on the localizer. Hey, B4 landing checklist. Oh, hey Steve, we're landing at Ontario. We're on final right now. Let me get my checklist out.
Landing gear.
Landing gear down, 4 green.
Down 4 green. Spoiler handle.
Armed.
Armed. Auto brake.
Minimum.
Set. Slats and flaps.
Stand by on that. Let's take it down to 3,000. Let's grab that. Let's grab that glide slope. Let's go flaps 35, but we can't yet because we're a little too fast. Speed does not check. Stand by. No problem, Steve. Here we got visual. Waiting for the speed to come down. Waiting on flaps 35.
2500.
Hey, speed check. Flaps 35.
Set for landing. Altimeters.
Cross check 29086.
Cross checked. EAD.
Green box.
Green box. Landing clearance.
Waiting on that.
Tokyo departure, American 297, passing too fast.
Alright, I'm taking over. I got it.
American 297, passing 2000.
Yeah, you should be departed Los Angeles with, you should be with departure
I have control.
124.3.
Apologies. We'll switch to
Slowing down the final
LA
approach
departure,
speed.
American 297.
Okay, missed approach altitude in the box.
1366 requesting taxi in John Wayne.
Okay, still too fast. Way too fast. Let's get the speed down.
Right, 1366, heavy runway 26 right, 20 right, taxi via Alpha Lima, cross runway 20 left.
Alpha Lima cross 20 left at Lima FedEx 1366.
American approach Delta 1099, going through flight level 2.
Okay, still a little fast.
5.
Correcting. So I'll approach UPS 2179 heavy short final 26 right Ontario.
2179, heavy number 26 right, clear land.
That's clear to land for 2179 UPS. I didn't say that right. Okay,
SoCal approach, good evening, United
clear to land.
1485, descending via the iron to
Before landing
arrival,
checklist complete.
14,700.
A little fast and a little low. Correcting.
1485, radar contact 14,600, continue to 79 man to arrival, expect ILS 24 right approach.
Expect ILS 24 right approach, United 1485.
Little low. Correcting.
SoCal approach, jet down on 29, maintaining 10,000.
Landing.
Just
Continue.
929, roger, maintain 10,000, expect ILS 25 left.
Runway 25 left, jet down on 29.
200.
Landing.
United 420, cross circus at 14,000, cleared for the ILS runway 25 left bridge.
Cross circus at
14,000,
25
left, ILS
10.
First thrust.
Shotgun approach Delta 299 on the
I don't-
Ironman 2 route, going through flight level 1-5.
Delta 99, SoCal approach, advise you have
Manual
units
brakes.
and expect runway 248.
We'll get the units and expect 24 right, Delta 1099.
Versus normal.
69 Mike Oscar, Los Angeles send us offline, bring us
Kilo. We made it. Okay, coming right.
Number 69 Mike Oscar, Los Angeles send us offline, bring us as the terminated. Number 1962 Bravo, expect the ILS to be 25 left bridge.
Okay.
Expecting 25 left, ILS for 1962 Bravo.
American 920, just confirm you're on the full approach for runway 25 left.
Okay, on November.
We've got 25 left out in American 920.
Okay. Good landing, I think.
Southwest 1215, flighting 180, descend and maintain 4,200.
180, 2000.
After landing checklist.
Spoiler handle.
4,200.
Poorly handled. Up.
UPS Pier 2179 away,
Retract
taxi on
disarm.
November, cross runway
Slats and
26
flaps.
right on Whiskey 1, and then cross 26 left, and then taxi to parking.
Okay, we're gonna taxi 2179 taxi to UPS parking via November Whiskey 1, cross 26 right and left. Whiskey 1, UPS 2179. All right, so let's up retract.
Up
Approach
retract.
FedEx 1366 heavy.
Auto
brakes
short
off.
20 right in John Wayne.
Off. Radar switch.
Off.
Landing lights.
FedEx 1366 heavy, runway 20 active, check off.
All right,
Wind
let's see here.
is
Landing
currently,
lights off.
2305.
Retract. Nose lights.
20 right, clear for
Leave 'em
takeoff.
on.
FedEx
Taxi or
1366.
as REQ. Wing and runway turn off lights.
Off.
Left and right off. High intensity lights.
Off.
Off. Wing and engine anti-ice.
Not required.
As REQ. APU.
Started.
Start. Stabilizer trim.
Okay, trimming down. 3 degrees aircraft nose up.
Set
Southwest
3
115,
degrees
turn
on it.
right, heading 230,
Okay,
join the
after
runway
landing
26
checklist
right,
complete.
localizer.
30.
Alright, let's see what our landing rate was here. I think it was better than that.
929,
218 feet per minute. I felt better than that, but that's fine.
7,000 Jetstar 9.
But hey, we made the taxiway that we
7,000
wanted.
Jetstar
So,
929. And do you have a star for us?
I'll tell you what,
No, it's just the ILS runway 25 left bridge from
we can turn
Sealy.
this down just a bit.
Okay, and confirm via radar vectors, is that right?
That's correct. From Seal Beach, you'll get radar vectors for the ILS runway 25 left bridge.
Alright, I would say that was a good approach and good landing. We did visual. I took over because the auto throttle was taking a little too long to get our speed down, so I took over a little bit sooner than I would have normally to get the engines idled back a bit to get us back on speed. But other than that, I thought it went pretty good. Had worse landings than that. And we made the taxiway turn off that I wanted. So auto brakes minimum, good solid touchdown in the touchdown zone, about 80% on the N1 on the reverse, out of reverse by 80, manual brakes by 60. Could have probably got on the brakes a little sooner manually. That's okay. Okay, crew got a turn coming up. Whiskey 1.
American 920, what's your next waypoint?
I've got GG as my next waypoint.
Okay, here's taxiway Whiskey.
We're
gonna cross 26 right. Arrival end is clear.
Quite a few other waypoints before, after Circus and then before GG.
Okay, on the brakes.
Thank you. I may be dialed in slightly incorrectly. I appreciate it, American 920.
Okay, and coming right. Remember, overshoot the taxi line because our nose wheel's way behind the cockpit.
The 1962 Bravo, descend and maintain 2000.
Descend and maintain 2000, 1962 Bravo.
Okay, clear on the left. Clear on the right. 26 right. Crossed. And we're going to cross 26 left coming up here. Yeah, did you see that baggage car guy on the left? You better slow down, bro.
Southwest Road FedEx 1366, we're passing through 4,500 for 5,000.
Oh! Guy running a stoplight. Okay, crew coming left. SoCal approach UPS 2179 is clear of 26 left and right Ontario.
10179, roger, thanks for talking. Flight 1366, radar contact 5000, climb maintain 1313,000.
Climb maintain 1313,000.
Okay, turn coming up. And coming right. A little bit of power on number 1 and 2 engines to help through the turn. One thing I'm pretty good at is taxiing this MD-11. I figured out long ago how to get it to turn where I want it to, with the nose wheel being so far back. Okay, let's keep...
1962 Bravo, John Romeo 25 left low flying.
So we landed with about 16,000 pounds of fuel, 4,000 pounds under the what I wanted, but I know how to fix that. Okay, looking for a taxi line.
180 knot until 59.
Right there. Okay, there's our parking spot.
Approach island, running 25 left.
We'll power on number 1 as we make this turn. Idle.
American 920 contact tower 120.95. Bye-bye.
Alright, let's go to Marshall review.
0.95 American 920, thank you.
1962 Bravo, clear down to 75 left approach and contact tower 120.95. Tower 120.905 and Pier 4 Island, the 5 left, to number 196 Bravo. Jetstar 929, speed 180 knots, descend and maintain 3,600.
190 knots, down to 3,600, just about 929, and confirm good heading.
Okay, parking brake.
Just on 99. Yeah, okay, turn right heading of 010 from now.
Alright, let's do parking checklist.
Right heading 010, just about 929.
Transponder.
1485, descend and maintain 2,200,
Off.
flighting 0.
Standby. Fuel switches.
Fuel off.
Off 312. Wing and engine anti-ice.
Off.
Off. Windshield anti-ice.
Off.
Off. Windshield defog.
Off.
Off. Emergency power switch.
Off.
Off. IRS switches.
Off.
Off or as REQ. Nose lights.
Off.
Off. Beacon lights.
Off.
Off. Wheel chocks.
Okay, let's get those in. Wheel chocks are in.
Install. Ground power unit. Connect. Parking brake.
Is released.
Release. External power.
On.
On. APU power.
Off.
Off or as REQ. APU.
Is off.
Off or as REQ.
Okay, parking checklist complete. Okay, crew, we've made it back home after about a week and a half out on the East Coast and Central Midwest. Back to my hub, Ontario. It's been great. Had fun flying around the East Coast, but it's time to get back to Ontario where we belong. Hopefully my request to get Ontario to Portland gets approved tomorrow so we can make a flight up to and back from Portland. Because I love Portland, Oregon. I love it there, in real life and flying it, so. Another successful flight in the MD-11. Thank you guys for flying with me tonight. I had a good time talking to you guys, especially you, MD-95 driver. You had a lot of good things to say, and I appreciate the conversation. So thank you guys for being part of this flight tonight. I really enjoyed it. Hey, thanks, John Matrix, Colonel Matrix. I hope I gave you a good landing tonight. I think it turned out pretty good. Hope you liked it. I look forward to seeing you guys really soon. I'll be flying again tomorrow morning. I don't expect you to be there, but you can always watch later if you like. Because I got to get up to Portland. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.